So many people are asking, what is an interactive science notebook and why are we doing things a little bit differently this year? Well, an interactive science notebook is a place for you to collect, record and organise your science information in a creative way. Okay, this is while you're creating a very personalised diary of your science learning. This notebook is designed to use both the left side and the right sides of your brain to help you sort, categorize, remember, and creatively interact with the new knowledge that you're gaining. Okay? Your interactive science notebook will help you to stay organized as well. So what do we have in an interactive notebook? Well, just like a real book, we have a front cover. Inside, we also have a little blurb about the author. Okay, this will make your book a little bit more personal. At the start of our book, we have a table of contents, and that helps us to stay really organised. Okay, no more flicking back and forth for missing pages here, there, and everywhere. Okay, inside our notebook, we have a rubric, we have a marking sheet. The way that you keep your book will account for a part of your grade. What I'm looking for is neatness and organisation. I'm looking for completeness. I'm looking for the accuracy of your content and making sure that you have everything that you require. I'm also looking for your accurate, clear illustrations and diagrams, which we use a lot of in science. At the start of our book, we went over all of the expectations that I have for your notebooks and all of the expectations that you should also have for your own notebooks. All right? We take a lot of pride in our book. When we are working hard, we are learning by osmosis. So some of the things we might think, oh, we're colouring in this sheet, but you know what? You are learning as you go. All right? We do things in a specific way. In our notebook, we usually have a 2-page spread. That's what helps us to use our right side and our left side. On the right side of our pages is where I, as the teacher, will dictate what goes on there. Okay, this might be something to do, there might be some notes, it might be drawing a diagram, it might be an investigation planner, it might be a worksheet or anything that I require you to do. The other side, the left side, however, is the output page. That's your page. That's your page to reflect on your learning. That is your page to show me what you feel about a topic or what you've learnt about a topic, some ideas or questions that you have. Sometimes I will give you an idea to put on your output page. I might say, let's do sentence stems today, and I'll give you some sentence starters. Sometimes I'll give you a summary sheet. Sometimes I'll require you to do a picture. However, within our small 1-hour lessons, sometimes we don't have time to spend doing a whole activity for this page. So I want you to get into the habit of just jotting down your notes and ideas as we have our lesson. Okay, this is your page for you to present however you want. Okay, but we'll get a bit more into what we put in an output page as we go on. Every unit that we do will have a lovely title. And we'll also have a Making Connections page. This is a very important page in our interactive notebook. It's where we reflect at the end of every lesson and we make a connection from what we've learnt that day to our key concepts that we are learning about each term. At the end of the term, our Making Connections pages will be full of the things that we've learnt and the evidence to support the things that we've learnt. Okay, and that's what we'll be gaining through our investigations throughout each term. This is an example of an input and an output. Our input page was an activity that I required the students to do. We read a letter and then there were some questions. I used these questions and answers as a diagnostic assessment for the start of the term. So this is where I evaluated what the students knew or didn't know about the topic. After that, I asked them to sort out the stages of a tomato plant life cycle to see if they could do that correctly. All right. Another example, let's see. This week we dissected flowers and we examined the parts of flowers under a microscope. Following that, we tried to put them in the correct places, and we talked about why we have a male part and why we have a female part. Okay, after that, we would summarize some ideas that we had about that lesson. These are the kinds of things that we will do. Now, my book is all set up for the term, so there's just a few different ideas. Every week is a double-page spread. A couple more ideas of things that you might find in your interactive notebook. This is my Year 3 book. Again, it has a Making Connections page. Things like fold-outs and flaps. Okay, things that are interactive that we do with our hand. What's the word that I'm looking for? Engage our creative brain. When we engage our creative brain while we're doing logical reasoning work, it helps us to retain the knowledge that we are gaining. So we remember more and we retain it longer. Okay, so some things that we did, we also made some interactive pockets to categorize living and non-living things. Next week we'll do something else. The following week we're looking at classifying vertebrate and invertebrate animals. So I've got a fold out ready to go there. All right, so that's what an interactive notebook is all about. Once we've got the hang of just using the 2 pages and setting up our books correctly, then we're going to start maybe term 2 or later, taking the information that we have written down in our connections pages and writing a self-reflection summary at the end of every term. Okay, this helps us to really solidify that knowledge in our brains and retain it. This video's gone a little bit longer than I'd anticipated, but I really want everybody to understand why we are using an interactive notebook, okay? It's not because I like things to be pretty, it's because I want you to learn and remember what you're learning, okay? This all helps us, right? It's not just a thing that I wanted to do because I like to do things pretty. I do like pretty things, but I do want you to retain your knowledge and have a deeper understanding about the concepts that we're learning, okay? And I really want you to have a deeper understanding on the way that we do things in science. It's a little bit different. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this very long video. Bye.